Congressman, how do you feel about the immediate fiscal crisis facing Congress of whether to raise the debt ceiling? And looking farther beyond that, do you see any areas where we could cut spending?
Well, yes. First of all, the debt ceiling, you have to understand that that's a law, and it was designed by some smart politicians to embarrass us into basically putting our nose in the fact that we are overspending. And that's what the purpose of that limit is. It's fairly short. It doesn't define, if you don't increase the debt ceiling, what's going to happen. A lot of that's left somewhat gray. And the facts of the matter are that if we did not raise the debt ceiling, at least for a period of time, there's plenty of revenue coming in. We can pay our treasury bills. There's not going to be any Armageddon or big crisis. The crisis occurs if we are unwilling to deal with the simple fact that we're spending way beyond our means. And that we have to do. So even from a political, but also from a common sense point of view, from the point of view of the people who hold our debt, in all of those regards, what must happen is we must figure a way that we can live within our means. And any increase in the debt ceiling, I think just for political purpose, we will have to have that included, or it just will not get the support that it needs to get through.
Congressman, you had said many times that you were going to make this decision after the redistricting issue was solved at the state capitol. That's done, and so here comes your decision. But I wondered, what role did how the district turned out play in your decision to run for Senate?
Well, they didn't do it right. I didn't get to represent all the people I wanted, so I had to run for Senate.
Well,
another question.
So could you elaborate on that?
Joe?
What sort of budget do you think you're going to need for this? And is there a particular issue that you plan to focus again and again as far as McCaskill goes?
Well, I am guessing, and we haven't put the total budget together, but we're looking somewhere in that $15 to $20 million range, just judging by what previous races have been. And that does seem like a pile of money, doesn't it? And in terms of issues, I was taught a long time ago when I worked for IBM that one of the things you do is advertise the benefits of your own product. In my opinion, the thing that I want to challenge Americans, and particularly the people in Missouri, to is the vision of what our country was founded on. The idea that you can come here and have the freedom to execute some crazy idea and either succeed or to fail. And that's always been part of America. There's always been that air of freedom, and it became such a common thing that on an individual basis that they called it the land of opportunity, or the American dream. And I think that reminding ourselves of what this country is all about is maybe the #1 thing that I'm going to be doing, Joe. And I think that will tend to dominate what you hear me talking about in this stump.
Now, how will you differentiate yourself from Sarah Steelman, who also is a Missouri?
Well, I think the main thing is that I'm going to be offering the people of Missouri a literal, exact opposite record than Claire McCaskill. We voted on the same bills and voted exactly differently, and we give people a very clear choice. It is, as I said, it is a choice of two futures for America, and I believe that people in Missouri will choose the choice of limited government, living within our means, developing American energy, and of course, freedom.
Congressman, did anyone discourage you from forcing a primary that could be divisive? And what are the challenges that you face running for the first time in a statewide race?
Well, of course, we don't choose to have divisive primaries, and so that's just one of those things. But we have a free country, and I wouldn't change a bit of it. And if somebody wants to run, then they've got the right to run, and that's okay. And each of us have to stand on our own record. I do think I have the advantage of a long record of standing for limited government and basically a conservative kind of approach to government, and that's sometimes been voting against my own party. I think the very first bill I ran into in 2001, it was called No Child Left Behind. It was H.R. 1. That means that's the president's or his wife's favorite thing. And I had campaigns saying that I didn't think we really needed a Department of Education to begin with at the federal level. This expanded it, put more money in it. I voted no on it. And so I've had an independent record, and I think that that's one of those things. You just have to stand on what you believe in your heart is the right thing to do. And in my case, that's been There's a long-standing record there, and I think that works out well in primaries as well, because people say, hey, this guy, we know where he is. He may not like it or not, but you at least know where he's going to come down. It's going to be conservative.
There are going to be people outside the St. Louis metro area who may not know who you are and may not really know why they should vote for you. How do you convince people in outstate Missouri to vote for you in the primary when there's another person, Sarah Stillman, who's run 3 times statewide?
Well, the process of getting elected to any political office, whether it's just your state rep or whatever, is, first of all, that people have to get to know you. And so you just introduce yourself to people, and then they make the decisions. And so that's what we have to do in outstate Missouri. We have to get out there, we have to talk to people, meet with people, and talk about our record and what we have to offer as a product. And I anticipate that that will go well. We've started some of that process already, met with a number of groups of people in other parts of the state, and there was a good sense of enthusiasm, and so we're very optimistic about the outcome.
So what about the issue of health care? How would you like to see